DeAndre Ayton and Eric Gordon. Also had Buddy Hield in that team. So quite a very strong Bahamas team that were looking for big things last summer. But now they've got to build for next summer. Well, this coming summer, I should say. Welcome, everybody. This is the FIBA America Cup qualifiers. It's the Bahamas taking on Cuba. And it will be the Bahamas who have first possessions. Garvin Clarke will bring the ball up. Well, the Bahamas know they've got to be aggressive early on. Miller now breaking down the zone. Goes down the middle, kicks out. Clarke fires a three, and that's a good start for the Bahamas. Well, Garvin Clarke getting things going early on from the perimeter. Well, Garcia already going to get called for an offensive foul. Well, not the quite. Well, there's a penetration assist coming from Franco Miller. Because we do know the Bahamas, as we saw in the FIBA OQT last summer, volume three-point shooting team. Bahamas going into dribble handoff. Clarke again off one screen. Patiently trying to balls now. Franco Miller for three, can't fire. Well, here's where Cuba will suffocate you. Their defense. Well, Cuba trying to get things going. Still looking for that first bucket. And a foul transition by the Bahamas, but they come up with it. Well, they'll go for the third three-point attempt. It's in the corner, no good, but the follow-up offensive rebound. Foul has been committed, so now Samuel Hunter will go to the free throw line. Well, that could be a big difference between these two teams tonight. Of course, second chance points could be imperative. It's now Samuel Miller at the free throw line here for the Bahamas. Well, he did play some big minutes at the FIBA OQT last summer for the Bahamas. Very much a role player as he's unable to hit the second free throw. But the Bahamas still holding on. Cuba still searching for that first field goal. What can they build from this offense? Well, they want to put the ball in the hands of Tito Cartero. Now Cartero looking for the first three, and he buries that one. Well, even if Cuba loses tonight, they'll still be ahead of the Bahamas. But they'll have to lose by less than 14 points. Hunter now finding Garvin Clarke. Clarke penetrates, nowhere to go. Well, the Bahamas got to make something happen as time is winding down. The mid-range rolls its way in and out. The foul's going to be committed by Samuel Hunter. Well, here's a great job by Tito Cartero, just finding space off the screen. Both teams possessing some very talented backcourt play. Bahamas going into zone defense. Three is up, no good. Well, there's another penetration. Well, transition points. It's got to be something both teams try to identify as Clarke going for another three. It's just way off the mark. Cuba looking to take the lead. Down the middle, goes in, avoids it, gets rejected. Well, Cuba wanting a goaltending violation. And now Clarke, another block on both ends of the floor. Well, two blocks back to back. The foul has been committed, and this one's going to be called on the ground. Well, here's the first block. Not in my house. Two blocks on both ends of the floor. I still think Cuba, Coach Planes asking the question. He felt that touched the backboard first. Trying to go baseline, no help side defense, an exhibiting finish by Aldo Castel. Well, you know, both teams really possess the finesse in the backcourt to really cause problems for each other. Bahamas go for another three. That's their fourth attempt already, but the follow-up. Hands down, man's down. What a dunk by Hunter. Well, there's Rivera with a big-time jam. And what a response. Well, one play we have two blocks, both ends of the floor. This time, two-handed rim rockers. That's Rivera, arguably one of the greatest players in the history of Cuban basketball. Cuba now with a 1-point lead. Bahamas again 1 for 5 already from the or 1 for 7, I should say, from the three-point line. Not to make that opening three, they really have struggled early on. Rivera going for the post work. Well, had the right angle, but was unable to finish. Well, Bahamas go for another one. Now making 1 for 8, but battling for offensive boards. And the putback is good in the end by Tavario Miller. Well, Miller, joint top scorer for the Bahamas in the last time these two teams met with 17 points. Bahamas down by 1. Rivera in the paint. Twisting, turning, goes in. Way too unstoppable. Well, he's too experienced of a player to be denied at this point. You got to prevent him from getting the rock inside the paint. Clarke finds an opening. Nowhere to go. And now Tavario Miller. Well, it's becoming the battle of the bigs at the moment. Both Tavario Miller and Hasiel Rivera back and forth at each other. Cathero trying to find Bombino, but a foul is going to be called on the ground. Well, currently the Bahamas do lead by 1 point, 10-9. We'll keep you updated on the score. There's a dunk by Hasiel Rivera down the middle. Well, Cathero's made 1 3. That's a little too short. The rebound secured by the Bahamas. Oh, what a time down low. Finds Burrows, goes in, finishes. Nice transition by the most experienced player. Well, Jerome Burrows, a journeyman throughout his international basketball career. Another one who played at the OQT last summer in Valencia. Game's all locked up at 12 apiece. Another 3 by Cuba. That one's beautifully tucked away by Marcos Chacon. Well, Burrows dribbles into a mid-range and now gives them a 2-point lead. Well, they've been playing extensive minutes at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournaments, but he has been one of the regulars here in the qualification system. Chacon down the middle, finds separation. No defense played by either the Bahamas or Cuba at the moment. As now Miller looks to push quickly. Goes all the way. Counted. Franco Miller going to the free throw line. Well, what a play by Franco Miller. And that foul's going to be called against Tito Cathero. Carlos plays high school basketball in Toronto, Canada. As Miguel Espinoza back into the game. .337 to go here in the first quarter. Miller converts a three-point play, giving the Bahamas a 3-point lead. Oh, nice pass down the middle. Finds Bombino, but a traveling violation is going to be called. Well, great execution by Marcos Chacon, finding Bombino. But the big man was unable to secure the ball. Miller again. Bumps. Well, it's an unforced turnover and a very sloppy kick-out pass. Well, he was trying to find a wide-open Kentuan Smith, but unable to locate him. Well, he went baseline, but trying to make the pass at 45 extended. Not quite the play the Bahamas wanted. Cuba down by 3. Well, Rivero bumps, goes in. I think a foul is going to be called, so 2 free throws coming up. The foul is on Jerome Burroughs. Well, nice seal off by Hasiel Rivero. Well, currently playing his pro basketball for a 2nd season in Israel. Because he moved to Tel Aviv after many magnificent seasons playing in the Spanish ACB. A 2-time winner of the FIBA Basketball Champions League, winning in 2020 and 21 with San Pablo Burgos. Well, another wide open 3. This one's up, and again, no good. Well, he's had a few good looks so far this evening, Kentuan Smith. Rivero down the lane, goes in. Big man, simply too much to handle. And now giving Cuba a slender 1-point lead here over the Bahamas. Remember, a victory tonight would qualify Cuba for the FIBA America Cup. Well, look at the dime. Good hands. Doesn't even put the ball on the ground. Textbook play by the 2-time winner of the FIBA Basketball Champions League. Well, good hands on defense. Here we go. Here we go. He's going to lay this one up. And now it's a 3-point lead to Cuba. Well, great job by Espinoza on defense. Bridgewater only just subbed into the game for the Bahamas. Goes for a tough step back 3. The bank is open. Well, that's only the 2nd 3 of the game here so far in the 1st quarter for the Bahamas. After 10 attempts, now on by Bridgewater. Locks this one up at 20 apiece. It's now Espinoza. No foul called. Burris secures the rebound. Bahamas looking to regain the lead. Trying to go coast to coast. Finishing under intense pressure. What a play by Rashad Davis. Remember, along with Tavario Miller, Davis also had 17 points in the last game. Both the Bahamas and Cuba met. Tries to go down the middle. That's going to be a 2nd foul against Jerome Burroughs. So free throws coming up for Adel Aldo Castel. Well, Castel now at the free throw line here for the Bahamas, for Cuba, I should say, excuse me. Well, one thing Cuba's got to make sure they keep on doing is keep getting to the free throw line. Was Castel missing the first one? Because now his debut here in the FIBA America Cup qualifiers. First time playing for the national team in the build-up to Nicaragua 2025, the FIBA America Cup. But both free throws missed. Well, the Bahamas now turning it over Cuba looking to tie it up. Bombino down the middle. Goes in. Another foul. Another trip to the free throw line. Well, the Bahamas currently leading by 2 points. But too many costly turnovers, causing a lot of problems for this team. As now Pedro Bombino at the free throw line. Well, Bombino's been averaging 15.7 points per game so far here in the qualifiers. He had 19 points in that opening game in a monumental, historic win for Cuba over the United States of America in the first window. Well, that's not a good sign. 4 missed free throws in a row for Cuba. As now Garvin Clarke checks back into the game for the Bahamas. Bridgewater now handing this one off the clock. Well, Miller in the paint. Got to ISO. Almost turns it over. Has to go for a tough fadeaway. Another offensive rebound for the Bahamas. The potential 2 for 1 coming up if they get something quick here. Well, Bridgewater made his first 3. Unable to get it. And an offensive rebound by Tavario Miller. Well, again, the big man showing his nature, going for second chance points. Cuba down 2 possessions. That's going to go out of bounds, but it will remain there, bull deep on the sideline. Coach Blanes, even with a defeat, as long as it's by less than, or 14 points or less, or I say 13 points or less, they'll have the head-to-head against the Bahamas. Double team comes over. There's a turnover. Now it's going to be a 6-point ball game, and almost threw it down. Dominic Bridgewater just showing his nature, trying to get out in transition. Well, there's a pump fake, pulls up. Casero unable to finish. And now we'll do the end of the first quarter where the Bahamas lead this one by 6 points against Cuba. Well, basketball fans, this is the 2025 FIBA America qualifiers. A win tonight for Cuba would see them go to Nicaragua this summer. Well, the Bahamas need to win to ensure they have an opportunity to win and qualify on that final game day. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats, and then we'll run back the best moments here from the first quarter. 3 rebounds for Tavario Miller. Renato Garcia back in the game now for Cuba. Well, both Castero and Garcia here in the backcourt. Trying to go down low to Rivero. Got it by Miller, but Rivero hangs, unable to finish. Well, he's got to be a #1 option, especially on the offensive game plan here for the Cubans. What this man's able to offer this team, not many teams in the America do possess. Well, Bridgewater now trying to go for the mid-range, puts us up, giving the Bahamas an 8-point cushion. Well, he's been a regular feature for the Bahamas since FIBA's gone to the window system as of 2017. Well, a foul's going to be called against. I don't know if this is on the Bahamas or if it's on Cuba. Well, I think this one's going to be against the Bahamas. Well, it's on Nathaniel Bastian, I believe. Eight-point ball game. The Bahamas lead. Garcia in the paint, goes in. Another post play missed. Bahamas looking to push. Well, Davis now working in the backcourt here with Bridgewater. And Garvin Clarke kicks out. Well, left wide open. He's made 1 3. He's unable to make this one. Well, that would have given them the double-digit lead. Still not quite near the summit of what they need to win by 15 points. Well, Rivera can't make these. But Cuba struggling early on here in the second quarter. Well, Cuba's taking a total of 4 3-pointers, and again a throw down by Miller. Well, he had 17 against Cuba in the last matchup. Tonight he's got 9. And another foul, so Reynaldo Garcia will go to the free throw line. Well, correction on Tavario Miller. He actually has 8 points, along with 3 rebounds. Well, look at the slip screen right there. Miller just threw it down. Sweet little dime coming from Garvin Clarke. Well, it's usually depending on what club team Reynaldo Garcia plays for is the color that he dyes the part of his beard. Because sometimes you see it as a turquoise blue, similar to the colors of the Bahamas national team jersey. And that was due to the fact of when he played in the Japanese B League with the Saga Ballooners. Of course, had a magnificent season last summer playing in the IBL in Indonesia for Satria Muda. Miller down the middle goes in. Oh, baby! Showtime Bahamas basketball. Miller's got 10 points. And he's leading the way at the moment. Well, Tavario Miller's just putting on a show here tonight. And one thing he's going to continue to do is try to push the pressure down the middle. And a traveling violation. Well, Cuba choking under intense pressures. Now Diaz gets called for the turnover. Well, Miller down the middle. Miller throwing it down. And turns up the temperature here in the beautiful Bahamas. Well, timeout's going to be cool. We'll go down to the Cuba bench to hear what Coach Planes has to say to his players. Well, you can see now everything running through Tavario Miller and having that inside presence, which is really what we would expect from Cuba with the likes of Hasiel Rivero. But when you have a big man who runs the floor like a gazelle, you know it's going to make everybody's life much better. Well, the Bahamas still holding on to the lead, leading by 12 points here at the moment. Smith now penetrating, defended by Rivera, but he turns it over. And Ken Swan Smith, not a great start in this game so far. That's his first turnover. But now he gets called for a reach-in foul. Well, Marlon Diaz wasn't really going anywhere, and Smith just needs to try to calm down and settle into the tempo of the game. Doesn't want to get called for too many unnecessary fouls. I believe indeed that's going to be his second personal, so he's going to have to leave the game. So Samuel Hunter has to come back in for the Bahamas. Garcia finds Rivero. Rivero under pressure, still can't finish. 50-50 falling in the hands of the for Cuba, excuse me. Nice give and go, goes in, and finally Cuba gets something here with Marlon Diaz. And cuts it back down to a 10-point deficit. Davis nowhere to go. Backdoor play finds Franco Miller, misses the layup. Well, nobody came to contest that one. Can Cuba build on this? Casero kicks out. Garcia wide open for three. Can't finish. Another offensive rebound. Well, there's another kick out. Cacero's made 1 3 tonight. Makes another one. And it's a 5-0 run for Cuba. And that's much better play. Casero now hitting the third 3 of the game for the Cubans. Well, now it's just become isolation basketball from the Bahamas. Rivera left. Oh, no, he's going to try to penetrate. He's only taken 1 3 tonight. Casero trying to muss his way in, and he missed the layup. Well, didn't quite get the right angle off the backboard. Well, Bridgewater's made 1 3, makes the second one. And that's going to be the third three-point made by the Bahamas out of 13 attempts. 10-point lead currently here to the Bahamas. This time Rivera will take it. Well, he's really struggling in this game. Well, Bridgewater, 3 in transition, a little too strong. The Bahamas keep this one alive. Now Miller. Bridgewater down the middle, finds Franco Miller, foot in the line, long 2, can't get it. Another offensive board. Hunter gets rejected. Well, Rivera with the denial. Rivera now finds Marlon Diaz. Can't finish. The Bahamas come up with it. Well, Tavario Miller inside the key, making it yet again a 12-point game. And it still remains the biggest lead for the Bahamas. Well, he's been terrific tonight. Tavario Miller with 12 points, 6 for 8 from the field. Well, Cuba now looking for that 4-3, can't finish. The Bahamas come up with it. Bridgewater trying to push quickly, finds Miller in the paint. Well, good hands on defense by Garcia. And Bridgewater's going to get called for the foul. Well, 4:09 to go here in the second quarter. A timeout's going to be called. These two teams want to talk it over at the moment. We'll go down to the benches to hear what the coaches have to say. Well, you heard there from the Bahamas bench. Don't allow the guards to get offensive rebounds. Well, really, rebounds on both ends of the floor. The Bahamas definitely showed that in the past 2 summers, especially at the OQT qualifiers. That was 2 summers ago, and last summer in Valencia at the OQT tournament. Garcia penetrates. Diaz now puts the ball on the ground. Well, shows aggressive play, goes in, gets the ab one. Well, it's Bombino, excuse me. Well, Pedro Bombino, too big, too strong, and simply just too dominant. Well, he's not able to convert the three-point play. Still the Bahamas lead by 10. So now we're into 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Bahamas need to win by 15 to win the head-to-head against the against Cuba. USA and Puerto Rico taking place tonight. USA winning by 1 point. Franco Miller playing bully basketball. Well, he's really come into his own, starting his NCAA career at Ole Miss. Well, traveling violation is going to be called here against Marcos Chacon. That's only going to be the 5th turnover of the game here for Cuba. Well, both teams 5 turnovers apiece. I mean, they've done a very good job at taking care of the rock so far. Bahamas lead by 12. Cuba going into his zone defense. Miller thinks about it. Now he takes a three. And that would have given them the cushion they need. The Bahamas can't commit any more fouls. Cuba yet to commit a foul here in the second quarter. Trying to be aggressive in the post, and again missing. Well, Bahamas come up with it. Here we go. Goes all the way, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Foul is on Tito Casero. That's going to be his 3rd personal, I believe. Well, what a take by Aaron Gordon. Well, had the options on the 2-on-1, decided to go himself. Well, Gordon has averaged 7.8 points per game so far here in the qualifiers. That's 12 points. And that lost defeat to the United States of America. Now, if he makes this free throw, and if it would have stayed like this come the end of this game, the tie would be equal between these two teams. Well, what a rejection. Well, it goes out of bounds. It's going to remain possession to the Bahamas with 11 seconds left here on the shot clock. So now the Bahamas have a chance. Any field goal at this point would give them the head-to-head lead they need. Miller now kicks out. Patient passing. Now Gordon fires a three, and the Bahamas have the head-to-head as they lead by 16. Truly incredible scenes here tonight. There's the penetration bump, goes in. Count it. Going to the free throw line. What a play by Marcos Chacon. Well, now the head-to-head is tied. Remember, if Cuba wins tonight, they'll qualify for the 2025 FIBA America. If the Bahamas win, well, it's complicated. They'll have to win by more than 14 points to ensure they move into that 3rd place. But then neither team will have qualified tonight. It will go down to the final game. That's why the Bahamas, knowing their next game, of course, is going to be so imperative that they win tonight. Three-point play converted. $13-point lead. Remember, any bucket now will give the Bahamas the cushion they need. The Bahamas' final game will be on the 24th of February. And that's against the United States of America. Well, that's a bit of a tough one. Not a great offense by the Bahamas. This is a fake now. Finds where Rock. Yeah, throws it down. Big time Bombino. Well, Bombino now cutting it down to an 11-point deficit. It's now a 5-0 run for Cuba. Gordon fires a three. Burrow's big offensive rebound, giving the Bahamas another chance. Gordon fouls another three. Second time lucky. And it's back to a 14-point deficit, and the tie again is equal. Cuba winning the last game by 14 points in the last window, and a timeout's going to be called by Cuba. Well, that is why you box out Aaron Gordon, making the Cuba defense pay. Well, 1:15 to go here in the second quarter. The Bahamas currently leading by 14 points. The victory by 15 is so important tonight here for Bahamas. They've led by as many as 16. Now we're under 10 on the shot clock. Cuba's got to make something happen. There's a turnover. Now the Bahamas can push this one. Only have numbers. It's going to go all the way, putting it back to a 16-point lead. And now the Bahamas have the head-to-head. They've got to hold on to this lead. Well, if Cuba plays their cards right and go a little bit quicker, they could go for a 2-for-1. Cuba's last game will be against Puerto Rico. As mentioned, the Bahamas will take on the USA. Well, the bank is open for Cafeteiro. That puts it back down to a 14-point ball game. One second difference between game and shot clock. Franco Miller finding finding Garvin Clarke, excuse me. Clarke looking for an ISO. Steps back, three is up. Three is good. And now the biggest lead of the game here for the Bahamas. And if it stays like this, they will move into one of the top three spots here of this group. And if they win by more than 14 points, they may not have to beat the USA on their final game, as long as Puerto Rico does them a favor. But tonight, they'll still have to win by 15 or more. Well, that's the end of the first. Now playing his pro basketball in the Japanese B-League, also having played in the Indonesian IBL. Now we begin the second half. Bahamas leading by 17. Garvin Clarke coming off one screen, finding Franco Miller. Miller now mid-range. Fades away, but that's a little too short. Boy, made one in the first half, but he's very much in and around the bucket. Well, great play by Garcia, but he misses the layup. Savario Miller unable to secure the offensive, the rebound, excuse me. Someone who takes some misses we've seen from Cuba should really be slim pickings and quite easy work. Bombino bumps, goes in, finishes. But still the margin goes in favor of the Bahamas as they try to get it back quickly. Franco Miller Jr., three in transition. Savario Miller offensive board. Clarke, tough pass, and it goes out of bounds, and it goes onto the Cuba bench. Sloppy start here from the Bahamas. Samuel Hunter unable to elevate for that pass. Cuba looking to cut down the deficit, down by 15. Check on nowhere to go. Bombino goes a little way, no foul called. It's going to be a turnover. Well, at times he looks like Cuba's most dangerous player. He's got to keep this one under control. I think he was looking for the foul too early. Miller penetrates, hangs in the air, restores the 17-point cushion. Nice hesitation by Franco Miller. Well, now Garcia down the middle, and no defense being played from either team here at the moment. It's got to be better. Clarke now left with time and space. Looking for his third three. Takes this one. Tamara Miller secures the offensive board. Well, now Hunter wide open. The corner finds the three. Now giving the Bahamas their biggest lead of 18 points. Well, they're flying with confidence. And they're almost coming up with a steal, but it's going to go out of bounds. Cuba trying to find Marcos Chacon in transition. But good hands-on defense by Kentuan Smith. Smith still scoreless here at the moment. Well, Bombino in the corner. On target, but he's not able to connect. Bahamas looking for their first 20, maybe 20-plus point lead here in this game. Oh, what a pass by Franco Miller. Tavario Miller missing. Foul has been called. It's on Pedro Bombino. And that's going to be the first foul committed here in the third quarter from either Cuba or the Bahamas. And it's on Bombino. Well, Tavario Miller, as mentioned, he's arguably been the Bahamas' best player so far here in all the qualification windows. Well, he was born in Freeport here in the Bahamas. Plays university basketball with Texas A&M. Currently plays in Argentina for Kimsa. But he's unable to hit the second free throw. Cuba needs something. Rivero now caught a double team. Well, Bombino fumbles this one. Goes in, he's fouled. He'll go back to the free throw line. Well, here's where Cuba needs to take more advantage, try and get the ball in the low block, but so far it hasn't been very productive from the likes of Asiel Rivero, who, as mentioned, he's their best player. Well, Bombino having played his entire pro career in South America. Started with Gimnasia Indalo in Argentina for 3 seasons before going and playing in Santa Fe for Union. 2 good years playing out in Venezuela. He averaged 24 points per game for Toros de Aragua, but now currently returning the last 2 seasons here for Union Santa Fe. Miller for 3. And those are the kind of offenses where the Bahamas just get a little too ahead of themselves. Becerra now goes in with a Euro step. No turnover. It's going to remain possession to Cuba on the baseline. Well, Chacon fires a 3. And it's all the way off the mark. Oh, what a dime in the end, but good hands on defense. Garcia just recovering to prevent the transition play from the Bahamas. That's a great pass by Garvin Clarke, finding Kentuan Smith, and he's got a case there. May have got fouled. Miller called for a ball screen. Now goes baseline. Finds Clarke. Bahamas now here with 10 on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. Clarke penetrates. Finds Tavario Miller. The bank is open. And for the first time this evening, it's a 20-point lead to the Bahamas. Well, Bombino almost turns it over. Echevarria keeps us alive. Now Rivera goes in. Smooth play. 10 points tonight, becoming the first Cuban player to get into double figures. Well, Rivera has 10 points, 0 assists, and 0 rebounds. Miller penetrates, unable to get the and one. But another trip to the free throw line. The foul's going to be against Pedro Bombino. Oh, no, excuse me. It's on Ibrahim Echevarria. Well, he joined his team in the qualification system in the World Cup qualifiers, then went and featured for the Bahamas at the OQT. He's unable to hit the second free throw, but still a 19-point lead to the Bahamas. Echevarria finds Rivero. Gets caught in that double team. Great defense by Tavario Miller. Well, throw it away as Kentuan Smith with a poor pass, but a foul's going to be committed. And a wasted transition for the Bahamas. Cuba down by 19. Scott via mid-range. That's what he's got to keep on doing. He's got to find that belief, that confidence. They need Reynaldo. Well, trying to find Tavario Miller. Keeps this one alive for the Bahamas. It's now Bridgewater. Call for an ISO. Got it by Rivero. Crosses over, got to shoot something. Gets a shot off in time. It's Bombino secures the rebound. Cuba trying to rally off this defensive play. Seeloff finds Rivero. Another turnover. And again, you can see the Bahamas players crowding Rivero with double and triple teams at all costs. Bridgewater double crossover. Miller doesn't take many threes, but the big man. Well, Tavario Miller tonight with 21 points. Well, 18, excuse me. 7 rebounds for Tavario Miller. Restoring that 20-point cushion for the Bahamas. Well, Nathaniel Bastian coming back into the game. Well, Tavario Miller. This man does it all on the court tonight. Defense, offense, and even nails it down from the perimeter. Well, that's the 8th three-pointer made for the Bahamas. Now up to 30% for downtown. Garcia turns it over. Gordon getting pushed in transition. Bridgewater, 3 is up. Well, they get an offensive rebound. Bridgewater, pump fakes. Bahamas will get another go. Tries another three. It's up. Oh, baby! The Bahamas making it rain at the moment. Are you kidding me? Garvin goes all the way. Now he finishes. Well, the Bahamas hit the 9 3-pointer, but Garvin quickly responded down the other end. Bastien penetrates, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line, and that's going to be the third foul against Pedro Bombino. Well, Bombino just got beat to the spot originally. I mean, you can criticize the foul all you want, but you got to defend better than that. Well, Nathaniel Bastien hasn't taken it. That was actually his first attempt on the foul this evening. Now at the free throw line. Well, the free throw woes still continue tonight here for the Bahamas. This Bastien stands at 202 centimeters. Currently playing his university basketball, University of Cal State Fullerton for the Titans. Missed them both. Trying to battle, gets his own rebounds. And the Bahamas will get another crack. 6 seconds left. Bumps, goes in, avoids the block. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. Great defense by the Cubans. Well, Marlon Diaz just coming up big there. Securing the rebound. Well, didn't quite secure the rebound. He just lost possession, but the 24-second shot clock had expired at that point. Bombino trying to play bully basketball, and it rolls its way in and out. And that's going to be a jump ball, but Cuba will get it back because the Bahamas had the first possession of the second half. 2:39 to go here in the third. 21-point lead currently to the home team. They've got to win by 15 to win the head-to-head and move into position 3. Remember, top 3 teams in each group will automatically qualify for the FIBA America Cup. Baseline now. Goes in. Nice move in the paint. Marlon Diaz providing some play inside against the post-interior defense of the Bahamas. Well, finds Burris, goes in. Misses the dunk, but he still gets the and-one. And I think Jerome Burris, did he just get teed up, though? There's the pick-and-roll play. Gordon finds Burris. But there was another whistle afterwards. I don't know if Burris was teed up or not. I think the foul is going to be called against Echevarria. Well, it definitely counts. That's the no argument whatsoever. I don't think a technical was called. I think there was a reaction from Jerome Burris. Three-point play converted. 22-point lead currently here to the Bahamas. Well, now pulling up for the mid-range. And again, sweet light stream music by Marcos Chacon. Well, Chacon's been terrific. Now becoming the second player from Cuba to get into double figures. But an unnecessary foul committed by Marlon Diaz. The 2 free throws coming up yet again for the Bahamas. Well, Burroughs makes the first free throw. He's a veteran player. Now 39 years of age. Coach started his pro career back in 2008 playing in Sweden. Played all over Europe for that matter. One season in Israel for Hapoel Haifa, but he missed the second one. Because this season playing in the third division of French basketball, averaging 15.3 points per game. Got the fires of three. They needed that one big time. And that's only, indeed, the 4-3 of the game for Cuba. Is now 4 out of 11. Can they find a way back? Well, that is a tough pass, and Burroughs unable to keep it in bound. I don't even think Vince Carter can catch that one. Well, wasted opportunity is now Franco Miller comes back in the game. There's a three by Reynaldo Garcia. Well, down the middle goes in. No foul called. It's going to be a traveling violation. Well, Marlon Diaz, not too much protest. I think he knows that was a clean swipe. And Coach Blanes anxiously watches on as his team currently still trailed by 18 points. 1:22 to go here in the third. Well, unfortunately for Cuba, that's now their 10th turnover of the game. Oh, Bridgewater fires another three, can't get it. And here comes Cuba. Chacon penetrates, goes in. Offensive foul. Great defense by Franco Miller. Oh, that is the true definition of primetime professional defense. Gets into position. Watch Franco Miller. That is how you defend. Young players watching. Franco Miller. Plays like that are the difference of not only winning a game, but winning a head-to-head in a game that you probably need to cement those tickets to the 2025 FIBA America Cup. Well, 1:02 to go here in the third quarter. Cuba's still trying to battle back and find a way to, if they do lose this game, as mentioned, as long as they lose by less than 14 points, they'll win the head-to-head. It's now under a minute to go. Cuba, no fouls to give. As Bridgewater splits the defense. Tavario Miller goes in, finishes, and he's playing for an MVP tonight. 20 points for Tavario Miller, 3 rebounds away from that double-double. And he's been unstoppable here this evening. Well, nice take, avoids the block, but in the end, counts that one. Aldo Castel finishing. Well, that's a tough play to say the least. Final shot here in the third quarter. Bahamas going to try to dribble this one down for the final play. Bridgewater heavily defended. Castell doesn't want to get called for a foul. Bridgewater now coming up one screen. Got to make something happen. There's a step back. Gets rejected. Cuba have a few seconds. And that's not going to count it as we head into the final 10. It's Cuba still down by 18 points against the Bahamas. Bridgewater may have just held on to the ball way too long there in the final play. Well, we'll take a look at some key stats, and then we'll run back the best plays of the third quarter. But if it stays like this, the Bahamas will move into the top 3 places and put themselves in pole position to qualify for the FIBA America Cup. Win by 15 points or more to win the head-to-head against Cuba. Final 10 minutes. Because now we're back here in the Sal Bahamas. Miller got it by Bombino. There's now Garvin Clarke. Pulls up from 15. Isolation play. Can't get it. And again, the isolation mode that we see from the Bahamas at times does become the detriment. Well, they leave Casero wide open on the double team. The rebound secured by Tavario Miller. Rebound number 8. 2 away from a double-double. Well, Miller finds an opening, goes in, takes the bump now, 22 points. Restores it to a 20-point lead. Well, 20-point lead, I should say. Well, Cuba's defense just falling to sleep on that play. Well, what a rejection by Tavario Miller. This man trying to single-handedly lead the Bahamas to the America Cup. Miller finds under the bucket, goes in, make it 24. This man is simply the true definition of dominance. Well, that time the assist came from Franco Miller. Well, nice give and go, finds the back to a cut of Castell. A great play by Haciel Rivero. And interesting for Rivero, that's his only other stat tonight other than his 10 points. No rebounds. Incredible. And no fouls for that matter. Once a turnover, Garcia comes up with it. And now Rivero with 2 assists. And a 4-0 run coming from Cuba. Remember, a defeat tonight for Cuba won't be the end of the world. They just need to lose by 13 or less. Just to ensure they have that head-to-head against the Bahamas is going to be the key factor. Well, the Bahamas looking for 3, number 10. You bet they can. Second 3 of the night for Samuel Hunter. Well, he's now 2 out of 5 from downtown, extending it back to a 21-point lead. Bombino, another traveling violation. Well, the turnovers have been too costly tonight here for Cuba. Turnover number 12. Well, there's the play by Tavario Miller. Flexing the guns now, as mentioned, with only 2 rebounds away from a double-double. He does have 24. Franco Miller is going to sub out of the game. So Garvin Clarke, along with Dominic Bridgewater, will play in the backcourt. Well, Bridgewater go baseline, behind the back. Can he make it 3 threes? Oh, my goodness. That might be the play of the game. What a play. Bridgewater with the behind-the-back time. And Samuel Hunter now hitting his 3rd 3-point field goal. 11 total tonight here for the Bahamas. They are cooking at 36%. Bombino down the middle. Finds Rivero. Foul's going to be called, so I think that's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Cuba. Well, Haciel Rivero wants an unsportsmanlike foul. You can understand his frustrations, but I don't. But the officials are going to talk it over. Will they go to the monitor to review this? Yeah, they're going to look. So we're going to go down now to see what our 3 referees are going to decide. Great job so far from our 3 referees. Michael Scott from Canada, Claudio Osorio Vargas from Chile, and Yacine Carreño Pinzon from Colombia. Well, Bahamas with a 24-point lead, but if this gets upgraded, this could be a massive swing of momentum in this game. We're going to hear what the officials have to say. Well, it looks like an unsportsmanlike foul has been called. So Cuba will get 2 free throws with Jaciel Rivero, and they will get the ball back. So the wrap around the waist was justified for the call. Well, Rivero, the man who won 2 FIBA Basketball Champions Leagues with San Pablo Burgos. First free throw is good. Unable to hit the second one, but still a 23-point deficit. The Bahamas trying to hang on with everything, trying to ensure they win by 15. Well, Garcia is getting called for a carry violation. And it's all becoming a calamity here at the moment for Cuba. .6:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Stays like this. The Bahamas will win that head-to-head. Well, Bridgewater finds Miller, kicks out. As the baseline penetration goes in, counted, gets down 1. And what a play at the end by Garvin Clarke. Well, defensive mistake there, but it's going to be right now that Garcia gets called for that one. 25-point lead. Nobody saw this one coming. As Marcos Chacon comes back into the game. I mean, think of the case of Cuba. 25 points, they just need to go. If he makes his free throw, they have to go on a 13-0 run. As long as they don't lose by 13 or less, they lose by 13 or less. So now make that, the same, excuse me. Then they'll still be in the head-to-head against the Bahamas. But right now, they're just looking so disorganized. Another turnover. Hunter comes up with it. Clarke trying to go for the spectacular, and in the end, he turns it over. And here comes Bombino. Bombino throws it down. 23-point deficit. Cuba's only got to lose by 13. But they're down by 23. They need to go on a 10-0 run. Rivero trying to pick the pocket here of Miller. And that's going to be possession to Cuba. Winning the jump ball. And a timeout's going to be called by the Bahamas. They've got to hold on to this lead. Well, Bombino, buenas noches. Big time dunk. Muchos gracias by the big man from Cuba. Well, we're going to go down to the bench to hear what the coaches have to say at the moment. Well, it's been a display of excellence from Tavario Miller tonight. 24 points, 8 rebounds. I don't think he cares about the double-double. I think he wants to make sure they win by 15 or more to get into third place. Remember, the United States of America qualified tonight with a win over Puerto Rico. Well, big play from Samuel Hunter. 3 crucial three-pointers. The Bahamas have made 11 out of 30. And it was Pedro Bombino. Well, Cuba needs a 10-0 run. They scored on the last play. Rivera now. He's going to draw the foul against Tavario Miller. It's only the second team foul against the Bahamas. 5:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, there's the mid-range, and that's just not falling. And it's been a frustrating night offensively. Miller in the corner, defended by Chacon. Against Tavario Miller. Well, that's Miller to Miller. 26 for Tavario Miller, restoring the 25-point lead for the Bahamas. And a victory tonight won't necessarily qualify the Bahamas for the America Cup, but it might just be enough, depending on how the last game goes. Franco Miller, no-look dive, hangs in the air, can't get it. And a three in the corner. Almost got it. That would have been lights out. As now we're into 5 minutes. The Bahamas leading by 25. Cuba have got to go on a 12-0 run. Bombino avoids the double team. This time the layup's going to go. Down by 23. They just need to lose only by 13 or less. But they're going to have to come up with 10 points to win the head-to-head against the Bahamas. Bridgewater keeps it alive. Another three. Three is up. That's way off the mark. Here comes Cuba. Oh, it's another unforced turnover. Franco Miller up against Reynaldo Garcia. Well, Bridgewater, three, corner. But again, 50-50 falling in the hands of the Bahamas. Cuba look like they haven't come ready to play tonight. Well, as the play goes in, avoids the block. Oh, my apologies. I've had it wrong all this evening. Actually, well, there's the play there. In the end, culminated into a turnover. Well, no, I had it right, actually. The first time these two teams met was at the Coliseo de la Ciudad Deportiva, Cuba, in the second round, in which the Bahamas did lose by 14 points. So all they have to do is hold on to this 23-point lead. As long as they win by 15 or more, they'll move into third place, right behind both Puerto Rico and the USA. Rivero. It's another Cuban turnover. And the body language says it all from the Cuban players. As Echevarria just wasn't ready for that one. Well, Miller penetrates, no help side defense, and now makes it a 25-point deficit. Very mature play tonight here from Franco Miller. He's got 10 points. Now becoming the fourth player for the Bahamas to get into double figures. Echevarria will fire a deep one. Rivero offensive board. And it's going to count. And it's on Jerome Burns. Well, after having 0 assists and 0 rebounds up until the beginning of the fourth quarter, now that is his second offensive board. He has a total of 4 with 1 assist. And now has a chance to move up to 16 points. 3 plays tonight in double figures for the Cubans. Rivero with 16, Bombino with 11, and Marcos Chacon with 10. But he's unable to convert the 3-point play. 10 missed free throws tonight for Cuba. Miller goes in, gets rejected, no foul called. Well, if you think about it, those 10 missed free throws, well, that would be enough to ensure that you win this head-to-head. So free throws really have been the Achilles heel of the Cubans this evening. Nice block by Bombino. Noe Mikasa. Well, Bridgewater, 3 in the corner. The Bahamas just cooling down slightly. On to 3 minutes. Operation hang on for the Bahamas. They don't want this lead to slip. 3 goes line to Cuba. That's buried away. Well, now it's only a 20-point deficit. Cuba needs a 7-0 run. Can they do it? Can they hold on to the head-to-head? They only need to lose by 13 points to ensure Well, there's another. No. Miller's going to. That's the jump ball. It's going to go back to Cuba. Well, I think a timeout's going to be called. 20-point lead to the Bahamas. But they've got to win by 15 to ensure they win the heads-to-head. A big-time three knocked down by Espinosa. And that gives them a bit of fight, a bit of belief. Timeout called. We will return shortly from this timeout. Well, final 4 seconds here on the shot clock. Bahamas have to go quickly. Hunter now looking for an ISO. Pulls up. Big time play. And that gives them the 22-point cushion. Wow, Hechavarria may have got away with it. Goes in. And it's back to a 10-point ball game. Cuba needs a 7-0 run. Can they do it with under 10 minutes? Well, Miller goes in, showing the experience now. And he's becoming a leader on the floor for the Bahamas. Franco Miller Jr. Big time play by that young man. 12 points this evening, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Well, it's been Franco and Tavario Miller. No, they're not brothers. But on the court, they'll fight to the end together. 22-point lead. Cuba tries to go quickly. Hechavarria goes in and misses everything. The Bahamas look like they're going to hang on. And this game could be the difference in qualifying for the FIBA America Cup. Remember, if Cuba won today, they would have qualified. The Bahamas winning by more than 14 means they're in pole position. Now Bombino finishes, and that makes a 20-point deficit with 1:17 to go. But still not over for both these two teams in terms of qualifying. Because if the Bahamas hold on to the margin they need to win the head-to-head, they may not need to win the last game. But if they don't win the last game, and Cuba wins their last one against Puerto Rico, Cuba would then qualify. And if you want to know who the Bahamas have to play in their final game, well, it's a team that already qualified, the United States of America, which would be a monumental task for the Bahamas players. Bridgewater's fouled, and that's going to be 3 free throws coming up. So smart, intelligent play by Dominic Bridgewater. Well, he missed the first free throw. Coach has been one of their better players, averaging 16.5 points per game. He featured in. And she featured in the first window in those 2 defeats against Puerto Rico. It was actually excuse me, I was wrong there. They actually won their opening game against Puerto Rico. That game he had 20 points, 6 assists. Tonight he's got 13. And he misses both free throws. Third one good. 21-point lead. Well, Cuba not quite over for them in terms of winning the head-to-head, and that's an unnecessary foul committed. At this stage, they would need an 8-0 run, and that looks unlikely, but a 7-0 run at this point, not impossible, but it just means these two teams would be tied on the head-to-head, and then would go down to points difference if they finish on the same record. But no doubt the Bahamas will be hoping on the 24th of February, Puerto Rico will do them a favor, and that three's not going to go. Well, it looks like the Bahamas indeed will win the head-to-head tonight here against Cuba. Bridgewater now, got it by Bombino, looking for the ISO, puts up a little teardrop, and good night to the Bahamas. They are going to win the head-to-head, and they'll put themselves in a much stronger position to qualify for the FIBA America Cup. It's unfortunately been that kind of evening. Final play goes in. Good night one more time. Big time dunk in transition by Wilkinson Isnord. Cuba trying to salvage anything, but it's all a consolation at this point. A monumental win for the Bahamas, and not only is it a win, they win the head-to-head against Cuba. Well, fans, we thank you for joining us here tonight in the South Bahamas. But now, the Bahamas with their second win and have put themselves in the driving seat. They may not qualify for the FIBA America Cup tonight, but it's all still to play for these two teams on the 24th of February. But for the Bahamas, they give themselves a chance to qualify for Nicaragua's 2025 FIBA America Cup. A terrific game for both these two teams tonight, but an even better one from the Bahamas. The disappointing thing here for Cuba was the amount of missed free throws.